Hello friends, welcome to LeggLife. And just a couple of days ago, we celebrated our 13th wedding anniversary. And we thought there is no better way to celebrate that than with a video called the YouTube marriage tag. So today we are answering some questions about our relationship, our wedding, and just our love for each other.
This is a tag that we found online, and we will post the questions below if you would also like to answer them on your channel.
So we are going to go ahead and jump right into the questions. Question number 1. What qualities do you admire most about your spouse?
I like your sense of humor and your compassion and your ability to lead.
I think for you, the first one I would say is how encouraging you are. You are always my biggest fan in things that I both feel I'm good at, but also things that I feel I'm bad at. You always speak words of life and encouragement to me. I would say number 2, you are incredibly sensitive. I would use the word compassionate like you used, but I wanted to use a different word. You're very sensitive to the needs and injustices and heartbreak of other people. You feel other people's pain, loss, and heartbreak. And I love that. Empathetic. That's actually a better word. Let's go with empathetic. And I think the third one that I would admire the most about you would be the fact that you are always up for adventure, even if it's not something that you naturally would do. So when I come to you with crazy harebrained ideas, you just say yes. You're always up for an adventure, even if it's out of your comfort zone or out of something that maybe you would choose to do.
Question number 2, what did you love most about your wedding?
I think for me, we were pretty intentional right from the beginning of planning our wedding that we wanted a small ceremony. Right, we wanted only the people there that at the time were the closest to us, and they were the kind of people that, God forbid, if anything ever happened in our marriage, these are the people that would have run in, right? They would have run to us. They're the people who really we felt kind of cared the most and maybe had the most invested in seeing our marriage succeed. Mm-hmm. So at our ceremony, we only had
18 people, I think.
18 people, super, super small.
Mm-hmm.
But honestly, looking back on it, when I think of our ceremony and I look at even photos of who was there, I just have such a good memory of that because it really was kind of our core covenant relationships that were there.
And after the very small ceremony, we did have bigger receptions and that kind of stuff that included the rest of our family and friends. But I think I would agree, the actual ceremony was very small and very intimate, and I liked it.
Question number 3, is the first year of marriage really the hardest?
I don't think we've had a hard year. We just hit 13, and I don't think we've had any years that were harder than others. I mean, there's hard parts, but I don't think a year as a whole, we didn't have a hard first year, we didn't have a hard second year, we didn't have the 7-year itch, we didn't have we didn't really we haven't had a bad year.
No, I'd agree with that. Sherri's exactly right there. It's not man, that 4th year was really tough. Mm-hmm. Fingers crossed, it's knock on wood, that hasn't been our story. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't think there's been a bad year. I would say the first year was great, actually. Mm-hmm. I don't kind of understand the first year being really hard, only because for us it was really fun kind of getting to learn a lot about each other, and there were so many firsts in that first year. Yeah. So for us the first year was kind of exciting and fun.
Yeah.
Oh, it's year 2 through 13 that sucked.
Question number 4, what do you attribute your happiness in marriage to?
I think I would probably say, at least kind of from my perspective, the fact that we genuinely are best friends. There really is nobody in this entire world that I would rather spend time with than Sherri. She's who I want to be with, she's who I want to do stuff with, she's who I want to make memories with. And so for me, it just feels like we are totally on the same team. And I don't know, I think that is probably not only what I attribute our happiness in marriage to, what I attribute the strength of our marriage to. The fact that yes, we're in love, yes, we love each other, but we genuinely really like each other too. And we are super supportive of each other. And so I think for me, that's what I'd say. I just think that I just think that we truly are best friends.
I would agree. Just the communication level that we have, I think, has been, we let each other know when we're not happy and take strides to fix that. And it's not this festering thing that just gets worse because we tell each other right away. And so I think we've never been in a place where we're so unhappy because we've dealt with it from the start of feeling unhappy about something. So I think we're just happy because we work on all this stuff.
The pastor who married us actually used to have a saying. He said that in life, it's rarely a blowout and it's almost always a slow leak. right? And so I think for us, we've really tried to focus on our marriage, like to plug those leaks as they're happening, right? Like don't let things get flat. Address them as they come up, address them as they occur. And Sherri's exactly right. That has been, that's been huge for us. Question number 5, Sherri, what advice would you give to newly married couples?
I think what we just said, just communicate, you know, don't let things fester. I mean, because it just gets worse and worse. Like it, you know, it's a lot easier to deal with a small thing than this massive thing. So talk about everything.
I think for me, along with that, of course, I would say to make sure that you're on the same team, right? Like one of the things that we've seen couples, maybe they're newly married or couples that we've talked to doing like pre-marriage stuff, is that it's very difficult because they want to be on their spouse's team, but they're also still like really on their parents' team, right? Or they're like more on their group of friends' team than they are theirs. For us, when we got married, this became our primary relationship, right? Like I am on Sherri's team before I am on anybody else's team. And I think that
whether he actually agrees with what I'm doing or not, like he's still on my team.
Yeah, that's my hope, is that Sherri always knows that I'm for her, right? In every situation. And I think that that has helped because like there's never like second guessing, right? There's never like, oh man, what's Sherri gonna do to like screw me over in this situation, right? Like we believe the best about each other because we're on each other's team.
And the last question, if you are religious, what role has faith played in your marriage?
I think the way I describe this is that our faith is like the bedrock that everything else in our marriage is built upon, right? Like why do Sherri and I communicate so well? Why do Sherri and I like value each other so well? And why do we hopefully love each other and sacrifice each other so well? Frankly, we believe that that's just a natural outflowing of what a husband and wife are supposed to do for and to each other. So I think for me, I'd say that our faith has been the biggest part of our marriage because it's the foundation that everything else we do, everything else we value, everything else that we try to achieve or go after is built upon.
I concur.
So you guys, that was the Happily Married YouTube tag. We figured since this past Sunday was our 13-year anniversary, this was the perfect time to answer these questions, maybe give you a little inside look into our marriage, a little bit more about us. And if you guys have any questions or there's other stuff that you would love to know, feel free to let us know down in the comments, ask us questions. You know, a number of times since we've started our channel, we've gotten emails from you guys with just things like, you know, we're struggling in our marriage. My husband and I aren't communicating well, we're fighting a lot. You guys can always reach out to us with that kind of stuff. Like we love not only hearing your stories, but we love helping you through that kind of stuff. So as always, thank you guys so much for watching. We love you. Click that thumbs up button, subscribe to our channel if you have not, and we will see you on the next LeggLife video.